It is the Friday Spark Sportscast for UFC 262's co-main event between Tony Ferguson and Beneil Dariush. My name is Al Mack, and you can follow me on Twitter at AlMacOdds. It is the nasally stuffed up version of Al Mack today. Again, I apologize. As I said in the main event video, I would have done these videos a lot earlier this week. But honestly, as you can tell, I just sound terrible. I have a stuffed up nose from allergies. And so let's just get through this as fast as possible. And hopefully I sound better tomorrow night and next week as well. And we'll do some more thorough breakdowns headed into fight night. So let's just get through this as quick as possible. Tony Ferguson, he's 8-2 in his last 10 fights, dating back to 2015. He's turned a profit of just 2.2 units on the money line in that stretch. And in those 10 bouts, he has 2 decision wins plus 2.05 units on the decision prop and just 1.97 units on the inside the distance prop. So Tony Ferguson, it's been a rough way to make money betting on or on the money line by decision inside the distance. Just barely squeaking by there. So let's look at his opponent, Beneil Dariush. Dariush, he's 11-3-1 in his last 15 fights dating back to 2015. He's turned a profit of 5.2 units on the money line in that stretch. He's gone under the betting total in 9 of his last 15 fights. The under prop is turned a profit of plus 5.3 units along the way. He's got 5 decision wins and 6 by stoppage in those last 15 appearances. He's turned a profit of 4.1 units on the decision prop and 3.16 units on the inside the distance. All right. Let's get straight to the predictions here. Another thing worth mentioning, just before I forget, Tony Ferguson is working with Freddie Roach, which is a good thing if you're a Tony Ferguson backer here, because Freddie Roach, boxing coach for guys like George St. Pierre back in the day, in his heyday, Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto. The list goes on and on. It's a wild card gym. It's just a very good sign if you're backing Tony here, because Freddie Roach is a stickler for basics, which he brings it'll bring a strong boxing notch to his game. And I think Tony's path to victory in this fight is to stick to those roots here, these newly planted roots, I guess, that he's trying to, this new wrinkle, because he's got to be measured. He's got to be, he can't try to just turn this into a brawl, into a bloodbath. He's got to be measured. He's got to be technical, and not go looking for a bonus check or whatever, because, for both these guys, really. But yeah, if Tony does that, I think he's going to be slightly outclassed by Dariush's overall MMA game, from grappling to striking to wrestling. Every facet of this matchup, I think Dariush has Tony beat. But I still see a slight chance that Tony's able to get to hone it in and to be measured and to be disciplined, and let the fight come to him, so to speak. Because I'll say this, Dariush kind of is his own worst enemy at times, and in the same way that I'm talking about with Tony, is that Beneil Dariush can't go out there and fighting like a wild man who's trying to get a bonus check. But with that being said, Beneil Dariush, he does have that one-shot knockout power. We've seen him knock guys out cold. He's got a chaotic style similar to Tony Ferguson, which makes this such a good fight. But as far as like overall grappling ability, I give the edge to Dariush, because on the ground, if Tony is still in the same shape that he was against Charles Oliveira, I would have to, I gotta have to give Dariush the edge there, because the thing about Tony, a lot of the fancy stuff that he does is kind of just a facade for what his real game is just like, a creative, an unorthodox striker with like a strong wrestling game. Because with that being said, Tony's going to have to exceed all of that, all of those previous performances in this fight, because um, what we've seen from him in basically these last 6 rounds have been very, very poor. He probably won the second round against Gaethje. Again, as he has, if we're scoring this round by round, I guess, he probably lost. He probably won the second round against Gaethje, and then he got swept in the Oliveira fight with a 10-8 in there. So yeah, he's lost six straight rounds of fighting in the octagon, and he's got to change it up. And the thing that really changed the way that I saw this fight, and what gave me a lot of confidence, is that I feel like it gave the market a lot of confidence too. Is, we saw Dariush get into some high level grappling exchanges with Diego Fiera, and that really shows the level that he's at when it comes to his grappling, especially after seeing Diego go out there last weekend and showing, the level of grappling that he has against Gregor Gillespie. So I think, it really showcased that high level, and I think Dariush has the edge there, because I don't think Tony at 37 years old is I don't think he's on that playing field anymore. I think that he's going to have to switch it up and change his overall approach. Like I said, I think Dariush has the edge there. Again, when it comes to overall striking, I think he's got the edge too. I think Dariush has the edge too. I think overall his grappling game might wear Tony down, possibly get him gassed, get him tired in that same state that we saw him in against Oliveira. I know that you can't really compare Dariush's jiu-jitsu to Oliveira's, but when it comes to just his ability to gain position from what we've seen recently, I would have to give the edge, more than just the edge. I would have to just give the advantage there to Dariush. And I mean, again, Tony could come out and prove me wrong here, but he would have to do something apart from what we've seen in his last few fights. So yeah, I think in this one, I think we just have to go with the under. I think the under is a solid play here. Just pulling up the odds. I think the under, the market does expect this fight to go the distance, which I feel like there's some good value on going against that. Especially we've seen 9 of 15 fights go under the betting total for Dariush, which includes a couple losses that he has in there as well. So just pulling up the odds here. This is a hard fight to break down, simply because it's tough to count out Tony Ferguson in any fight he's in. You have to acknowledge the betting value that we see on Beneil Dariush in this fight. Dariush currently sitting at about -170, which is a relatively solid price, considering Dariush has been lined as an average betting favorite of about. He's been an average favorite in his last 11 wins, and I think he's at his prime right now, and I think he's facing a potentially past his prime Tony Ferguson, who, again, he's on the wrong side of 35. He's He's on back-to-back demoralizing beatings. And then to make matters worse for Tony, I think Beneil Dariush is a very durable fighter. That I think that it's going to force Tony to push that pace, which which might turn this into an all-out war. Which again, as I said, I don't think that you want. If you're Tony here, I don't think you want to just go balls to the wall, because I just feel like the edge when all the chips are on the table as far as execution, I think it's going to Dariush. So with this in mind, you have to take a strong look at the under in this fight, which is currently lined at 2.5 rounds, with the over at -175 and then the under at +133. I think based on that line, the value sits unquestionably with the under at plus money, as like I said, the market expects this to go the distance. Tony Ferguson is back against the wall here, and apart from flat out saying that that he could be facing the chopping block, I don't think he will be, but that's the narrative that's kind of being pushed from his own camp, just basically to get him hyped up for this fight. Even if he keeps his job, his reign at the top 10 of lightweight would surely be in jeopardy if he doesn't pull through here. It's just his level of credibility just drops substantially. And recently we've seen other fighters with their backs against the wall come out with their guns blazing, hoping to get a finish or hoping to at least put on a good show while doing so, which is exactly what I think Tony might have to do here, especially in front of a sold-out UFC crowd. And at the end of the day, with this line moving the way that it is, you'll hopefully be able to get a reasonable price on Beneil Dariush come fight night. I waited it out, and I was able to get -152 at Coolbet, and that was about my buy price. I would say -155 or better is where I see the value. I wouldn't pay much more. But as far as betting Tony, I'm just not. I feel it's Dariush or nothing here, and I like the under. I do like the under a little bit more. While it's never out of the realm of possibilities for Tony Ferguson to pull off something that you're not expecting, it is tough to argue the fact that Tony Ferguson's best days are behind him. The fighter with more of themselves left to give in this one might be the one who wins this contest. And if that's the case, it's absolutely Beneil Dariush. And that's why I'm picking him to get the victory. I think -155 or better. I don't like seeing -175 and stuff like that. I would say wait it out. Hopefully the public money comes in on Tony, and you can get that -155 price range, and maybe even better, because we've seen this. We've seen him lined about closer to like -140 in some books. So yeah, when it comes down to it, Beneil Dariush, he's gone the distance in just 6 of his last 15 fights. Tony has only gone the distance in 3 of his last 10. So with that in mind, I think there's substantial market value on the under 2.5 rounds prop here, with the current line at +158 at 5 times. Meanwhile, the outright winner of this fight, it's a tough one to call based on the current line, but the books seem to have this priced out right now, currently at -150, -175 Dariush, +155 Tony, and I feel like it's a priced out line on both sides right there. You have to shop around. Like I said, I got -150, -154 at Coolbet, and that's that's the buy price. About I would have hoped to have gotten more, but I got to do the show. I want to put my picks in officially. I don't want to do it Saturday during the day. I got Dariush in this one. Dariush is the pick. I like the under. Yeah. it's a nice price to settle into. I'm just trying to convince myself. You could wait a little bit longer, and hopefully the market comes in on Dariush a little bit more. On Tony a little bit more to get a better price on Dariush, but I don't know if it's worth it to sit around all day staring at the screen. There's some other good fights on the board here. So with that, we're gonna call it a wrap. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, they'll be here for the best bets video later today. Now that my voice is starting to sound a little bit better, but yeah, thank you for watching. If anything, best bets on the website sparksports.ca very shortly, probably later tonight, and then we'll see you tomorrow on the post show. So thanks a lot for watching. Talk to you later.